Hello, and welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn, and in this series we will follow Aloy on her journey to complete all of the side quests throughout the map after first completing the story mode, so that we have enough equipment and weaponry to deal with anything. So we are approximately here on the map. We are currently in Meridian. There have been a number of quests set in Meridian and around the area. And this, I believe, is the final one for this little area of the map. So we are going to make our way over to the quest marker, which is up there. Now, getting up there is slightly difficult because I can never remember the way. But it's basically a citadel of some sort. Okay, a large meeting hall or something like that, and I know that somewhere around here is a set of stairs, and they will lead me up there. Now, there happens to be a set of stairs here, but they're not the right ones. So we will continue looking for this staircase. I know it's around here somewhere. And we finally end up finding it, and we can begin our quest.
You're Nora. I'm the mournful Naman. My apologies that we meet like this.
Like this?
In grief. You hold yours close, like a talisman. Wait, forgive me. You didn't come for reparations? Someone you lost to the Sun Ring?
Oh, no. I know about the Red Raids, but the Karja owe me nothing.
I see. Well, I could use the help of a strong-willed outlander. Then I would owe you very much indeed. These people seek to honor their loved, their lost, with their own voices, not mouthing Karja rituals to Karja stone. But there are obstacles. While Meridian holds its breath for any disturbance, these robes only tie my hands.
What kind of obstacles?
The first pilgrim is an Oseram who seeks to visit the Shrine of Kings on the road to the city. He waits there now, forbidden to enter by an old sun priest who suffer no heathen. This Utaro lost her companion on the edge of the jewel, at a pool where snap moths gather. The shrine was built there to ward off the machines, and its effectiveness leaves much to be desired. And the Manuk would paint a mark on the sun's climb, a call to the machine spirits, I understand. They need no beckoning. Glint hawks perch there, drawn to the spire's shining.
So, clear the machines out of 2 shrines and move a priest out of the other.
All I can ask for is your charity and that their stories are heard.
Naman, rituals and prayers can't bring back those who are lost.
No, but it can help those who grieve to find themselves. It can lend them strength and hope, like a new sunrise.
I didn't think your priesthood would ask outsiders for help.
If only the sun would set on our pride. Until this is done, I am no sun priest. To wear a red robe was an aspiration. I aspired. Now our hoods make us blind. We whisper reconciliation, but forget how the old king's priests sang the words and blessed the killing.
The killing? You mean the Red Raids?
Yes. And the sacrifices that came after.
Why did the priests go along with all that bloodshed?
Sometimes we Karja are more concerned with what is tradition than what is right.
Huh. Maybe the Karja and Nora aren't so different. You're disappointed with the Sun Priests, but you still wanted to be one?
I spent my whole life looking up to the temple. My brother's voice echoing in its arches. Even he couldn't turn me away, and how he tried. In the end. He said, when we were loved, our robes were dyed in cinnabar. Now they are stained in blood.
How so?
Our robes are handed down to us. Most of the old priests fled rather than be seen in the glare of a new sun. And so we are left to wear their sins. For me, at least, they hang heavy.
Where is your brother now?
He waits for me on the trail of the sun, I hope. He spoke out against the sacrifices. For a priest to question the Sun King's will, his punishment was worst of all.
You lost someone you loved too. I'm sorry.
No, not lost. When I took on these robes, I found his memory.
I'll do what I can to help those in mourning.
To honor their memories is to honor us all.
A woman now stands as Sunhawk of the Hunter's Lodge.
So it looks like we have 3 objectives here, and we have to clear out 2 machine sites and 1 priest, or 1 Karja priest. So let's check our map. It looks like we're going to be traveling quite a distance. So we have a campsite nearby to this place, so we'll start here. So let's make our way over. There's the spire in the background. That is one very tall building.
This isn't up to their usual standard.
So we're just going to run all the way from our campsite to what I believe is a... this will be the priest, I believe. And this is basically entails just having a quick conversation, or rather a lengthy conversation. So there is our target now.
You won't get in there. That dried up old prune in a robe sees to that.
I can be persuasive. But what does an Oseram want with a Karja shrine anyway?
It reminds me of someone. Gone 2 years now. But what does a girl like you know of loss?
Try me.
I had a lover. Worked on monuments to their bastard king. Then he gave them a show in their sun ring for good measure. The Karja gave me back his broken bones, but what use are they? They won't build again. They won't make me smile.
And seeing a statue of the Mad Sun King will?
I need to see his work again. The marks his hands carved. The set of the metals they hammered. That's the soul of him. But that shriveled up old priest won't let me near it.
I'll see what I can do.
So the priest isn't letting anyone who isn't Karja into the shrine. Let's go and have a quiet word with him, shall we?
Turn away, child. The abiding Jahaman wishes to be alone in his retreat.
If you want to be alone, go someplace else. Others want to pray here.
Defile it, you mean? Yet another debasement of what was once pure. Truly, our tribe has lost the light. Our king is false, our temple is corrupt, and our soldiers weak. The sun hastens across the sky for shame.
So the Karja have become impure? What does that even mean?
Is Meridian not meant for those who built it, who made it great? It was pure before outlander squatters took it over.
You mean Meridian was pure when the outsiders were in cages or dying in your arena?
The sun is pure, child. It is not our place to question its divine will, only to act upon it.
I thought Avad taking the throne was the sun's will.
The boy dishonored his father, dishonored us all. To kill a Sun King. What shadow, what twilight time he brought upon us.
And how many more would the Mad Sun King have killed if Avad hadn't stopped him?
The sun called for blood. There was no choice but to obey.
You called the temple corrupt, but aren't you one of its priests?
They call themselves sun priests, but they have no authority. Youths and sycophants all. Yet those who gave their whole lives to the sun's service are shamed and ignored.
So that's what this is. A tantrum? A cry for attention?
You know nothing of our rights, and yet you dare to insult me.
Why do you think your army is weak? Because you're not at war with everyone?
A Karja throne relying on forged dirt mercenaries? Preposterous! The so-called liberation was nothing but a purge. Our most blessed warriors, chased out of the city, exiled to Sunfall and the Forbidden West. Our tribe is torn. The ones who walked in light now go by shadow.
And yet everyone but you seems happy they're gone. I'm done arguing with you. Stay or go, but I won't allow you to keep others away.
I am here by the will of the sun.
You don't believe in the throne, the priesthood, the army, or the city, so I guess you have no authority here.
I have the authority of the sun.
Then call it for help. No one else will listen.
There'll be a reckoning.
You'll back away from it.
You look well. So, with the priest very much put in his place, we are going to go and speak to our friend here, if he ever stops running. There we go.
The Shadow Karja scum are gonna pay for what they did to Ursa.
He gave them the best work he'd ever do. And look at it now.
They defaced it because they hated what it stood for.
They defaced a thing slaves like him lived and died for. Slaves they've already forgotten. Short-sighted bastards, the lot. If they thought their son set off this bridge, they'd jump after it. I thank you for honoring my wish.
I hope you can find peace.
I wouldn't know what to do with it, any more than the Karja do.
So that is objective 1 taken care of, and we now have the priest dealt with. So we are going to move on to the 2 machine sites, one of which is snapmaws, which are the crocodile looking things, and I believe the other are glint hawks, which are the smaller birds. So we're going to use the map and the campfires to get as close as we can, because there are no campfires active nearby to where we need to go, so we are going to have to hoof it the rest of the way. Hopefully we won't run into any machines along the route. I don't believe we will for this one, because we're not that far away. So here we are at our second objective. So I know that snapmaws are very vulnerable to fire. So we're going to equip our fire arrows, and we're going to have a look around, and look at that, there they are. 2 of them I believe, although during the time of gameplay I could only actually see 1. I thought there was only 1 there, and I kept wondering why after I killed it, it kept moving. I can hear you. I know you're here somewhere. I just haven't realized that you're lying right in front of the machine I've just killed. So I'm looking at this machine here thinking, how are you still moving? And then realized. So that is the snapmaws taken care of. We're going to go and soak up as much of their parts and spares as we can. We managed to get ourselves a bit of a fish there as well, so we won't be going hungry. We'll have this salmon as well. Oh, we're going up in the world. We've gone from trout to salmon. So we're just going to try as best we can to get around this log, and we can then collect up our final pieces of the machines here. Always gather your resources. You never know what you're going to need and when you might need it. So now that we have all of that done, let's go and speak to this young lady here.
When we fled from our cages during the liberation, I tore through this clearing, thinking my friend was behind me. I kept running, but here she remains. Thank you for making it safe for me to return.
I don't want to rush you, but it won't stay safe for long.
I understand. I've done this before in waking dreams. In the pool, I'll find the bracelet of seeds she dropped when she fell. The seeds will be split, escaped, grown wild. She's passing from my memory into the jungles. I'll tell her it was I who died here and became a stranger in our own land, and she who still lives in every time of planting, of rains, harvests, and...
What is it?
There. Her bracelet. And... I thought she was behind me. But there's only my reflection.
Do you need to be alone?
For the first time, I am.
So that's 2 objectives down and 1 more to go. So we are now going to make our way over to our final objective, and as it's not very far, we will be running all of the way. Again, hopefully not running into any adversaries like machines or worse, raiders and bandits, because I tend not to spot them until it's too late. So we are now arriving at the mountain peak. I can already hear the glint hawks, so we are prepared with our fire arrows.
Sorry to spoil your fun.
So with those glint hawks taken care of, we now need to locate our contact in this area, and as you can see, at this point the game has glitched and the gentleman in question we need to speak to is not here, and I'm wondering whether in the explosion from the first glint hawk kill we've knocked him off the mountain and killed him. Basically I spend quite some time running around the top of this area looking for this gentleman. I also run pretty much all the way back down the stairs, or down the ramp should I say, there aren't stairs, looking for this guy, right up until I make it all the way back up to the top here and eventually fall off looking for this gentleman. It happens that I almost fall off at this point right here, thinking there is more ground beyond, and it turns out there isn't. It's a sheer drop.
It's good to be free of the city.
So we had to reload and start again, and this time the gentleman is here.
You are a better hunter than I. I'll paint the mark while the spirits of the Glinthawks linger.
There'll be more where they came from.
Yes, there will always be more machines. Their spirits find new bodies, but we only last as long as memory. That's why I must leave this story. A monument to our vanished shamans, to the wisdom the Karja bled from us. The machine oil in the paint will preserve it. Preserve their memory against all that was cut away. You have my thanks, Hunter.
So that is objective 3 taken care of. All that's left for us to do now is return to Meridian and let our ward know that we have achieved all that he has asked of us. So we're going to skip ahead because it is a very long way. And it looks like we have yet another quest set in Meridian. So we will come back for that one on another time. In the meantime, let's go and speak to our ward here, the priest.
So you've come back to the temple.
I was invited back. The priests wanted to hear what I had to say about reconciliation with the other tribes. They're listening. At least they've begun to listen. There's a distance between ears and deeds.
Because of what we did?
What you did.
It was for the mourners. I think it helped them.
You set them on the path. You can't know what their journeys hold. Such is the priest's lot. Perhaps a red robe would suit you.
Not me. Besides, your temple doesn't even take women.
We would be richer if we did. Go in light, my friend, and let the sun cast your way.
Thank you, Naman. Where I'm going, I could probably use all the light I can get.
So there we go, one more quest taken care of, and we won't have far to travel for the next one. But we will leave the story there for now. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.